So here is the DJI Neo. Very, very different drone from DJI, and despite owning probably way too many different drones, it is a model that I wanted to buy, mainly because of the different ways that you can actually fly it and the different functions it's got, some of which are not available on any other drone that DJI makes. It's also easily the lowest price drone that is out there made by DJI and comes with a few different options to buy as well. This is the Flymore Combo that I've got here. It comes with the Neo itself, the controller, 3 batteries, charging hub, and a couple of props and the little screwdriver. Now, in the UK, you can get the full Flymore Combo, £299. In the US, it's $289. You can also just buy the drone-only option that comes with just 1 battery and no controller at all. That is just a crazy £169 or $199. So really ridiculously low prices there. But before I go anywhere, I do want to give a quick shout out to the Grey Arrows Drone Club. They are supporting this video. They're the team behind Drone Scene. You know, I've done a few videos on that before. And it is easily, for me, the very best place to go to check out details for good places to fly here in the UK, as recommended and found by their own members usually. They've also got a great discussion forum where you can ask questions pretty much on anything and get decent help back. They do loads of competition prizes. They're always giving away drones, which is quite nice. And one of their membership options also has £5 million worth of public liability insurance. So for me, absolutely great resource for all things drone in the UK. Just search Grey Arrows. I'll put a little link below. But as I said, big thank you to them for helping me out with this video. Look, for now, let's take a little look at this little beast, because it is very easy to think that it is just a toy. It is so light and so small, but knowing the specs, most of which were mischievously leaked a good few weeks before launch, which I did cover actually in a video a few weeks back, I know this is not really going to be a toy. Obviously, look, I'm not stupid. I know the output is not going to match some of the more expensive beasts that I've got on the shelves there, but I do have very high hopes for what this unit can produce. Up till now, I've just been getting it all charged up, all the firmware updated, and then I'll be taking it out into the back garden, because today's video is all about the different ways that you can fly and control this drone, which goes way beyond what you can do with any other model drone that DJI currently produce. First off, I want to be checking out just flying it by itself. No control, no apps, no nothing. Literally just pressing the button and getting it to do its thing. There's also a voice command, which I do want to try out. We'll see how that goes. There's the app where you can fly it with your smartphone and the drone itself. There's another option where you can connect the phone to the controller and fly it that way. And obviously you'll have a bit more control over some of the different parameters as well. I also want to try and see if it's going to work with the RC2, which I was told at the EFA forum by one of the DJI team it would work. So I've updated the firmware on this to the latest version, and I hope that I can control the Neo with this. And again, the advantage of doing that is I'll be able to control all the camera parameters as well. And then finally, how many? I want to try it with this. This is the Goggles 3 and the Motion Controller 3, which normally controls the Avata 2. And again, to get the full FPV experience from this little drone, I'll be flying it through those goggles there. So how many different ways do you need to fly a drone? Loads, apparently. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, what a glorious sunny day for it. So, as I said, number of different ways to fly the Neo. First one will be literally without any controller at all, just doing its little thing based on what it sees you doing. So quick press, long press. This will be, being buzzed by a wasp, this will be my very first flight with the Neo. I've updated the firmware upstairs in the studio, haven't flown it yet, so let's see how we get on. Do the mode.
DJI Fly app, connect to DJI Fly to activate aircraft.
Okay, looks like I've got to get the phone going and connect to the app before I can actually start flying it. So, might do that and come back. Okay, I've loaded the latest version of the DJI Fly app and go into connection guide, and then here we go. Press and hold the power button for 3 seconds. That's what I'm doing that. You can see the little lights are going mad. There we go. Searching for device. Yes, connect please. Activate, yes. Right, let's see if we can get it flying this time. Face towards me. Press and hold.
Medium. Follow. 3, 2, 1. Unable to take off. Aircraft in motion.
Don't move. Try again.
Medium. Follow. 3, 2, 1.
Come here, Ted. What's it all about? What a remarkably easy little drone that is to fly. So that was my very, very first flight with it. My thoughts. It's clever enough to follow you. As I go down the steps of the patio, it's clever enough to descend. When I walk up to it, it's not clever enough to reverse. So it literally, you could walk right into it. Don't know why they made it that way, but there we go. Very nice the way you just hold your hand out and it'll just land. So yeah, super, super easy. Possibly the easiest DJI drone I have ever flown there. So that was very sweet. Right, on my list of things to do, what we're going to do next, we're going to go with the app. So there's the Fly app that you can actually fly and do some virtual controls. So let's fire that up. So here we have the Fly app linked up now to the little Neo. If I now go to Go Fly, tap start to take off and record. Need my old table back. Right, here we go.
3, 2, 1. Unable to take off. Aim camera at subject first.
Bit fussy, isn't it? Right, camera's got to be pointing to me. Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
It's on follow, let's see if it will follow me. It's follow me all right. Stop the current task. Then we can go to the joysticks. And there we go. Ah, look at that. So we are flying backwards, flying sideways. Okay, that's impressive. Ah, so it's in the spotlight mode because it's got me. So if I fly sideways, camera stays on me. Well, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Come a little closer. I'm making the old contrast work pretty hard because very bright skies and very dark shadow. Go up a little bit. Go up. Stays on me. So it's in spotlight mode, if you like. If I cancel that, then as I move it, it will not stay focused on me. Right, I'd still like to just take a photo. Let's come down. Very slow movement here, which possibly is just as well considering you are dealing with soft keys. There's no physical sticks. So now in direction track, if I go towards it, really not a lot. Oh, okay, I've got to start. So now, get away from me, get away from me, get away from me. So there we go. what I'm going to be doing. Interesting to see how well it copes with some of my obstacles here. Hasn't got obstacle avoidance, so I want to see how well it copes with avoiding trees. A bit of a hard test for him. Okay, he's doing well at that. If he gets through here, it'll be quite amazing. Okay, past that. Okay, I'm actually quite amazed at how well he's managing to avoid all the twigs and leaves and overhangs. That is actually quite incredible. And land. Right, so next up, I'm going to try it with the phone. So connecting the phone, putting that in. So now we go turn on the remote. And it's swapped over to camera view. Now, this is looking just like all of my earlier model drones used to look. And certainly this is now looking more like a standard camera view, camera drone from DJI. So let's have a look. Let's put it down on the ground. Do the little props have started. So now this is behaving exactly like a normal standard DJI camera drone. 2 sticks into the middle and then lift up. Right stick goes forward, right stick goes back. Shove that into sport mode. Goes much faster. Comes back faster. Turn round, down, up. So obviously very nice to be able to control the drone without the control, but obviously you've got limited control. Here suddenly I now have all of the parameters that I'm used to when flying a DJI drone. I can see the height and distance, I can see all the camera settings, I can go into manual mode for the camera, which is amazing. You can actually set some of the settings there. Let's go up to 3 dots, top right. Everything is normal. So you've got the control, everything. So certainly with the RC-N3 remote and your phone connected, it now behaves just like a standard DJI drone, whether it's the Mini 2, Mini 3, Mini 4, or even the Mavics or the Air 3. So that's a nice bit of familiarity there for those that want to use this as an additional drone, but want the familiarity of flying with this sort of setup. So that's absolutely brilliant. Really good. Okay, so now I want to see if I can get it to run on the RC2, which is the similar remote but with a built-in screen. I'm kind of hoping it should. Anyway, let's see how we get on there. Right, so here's the RC2 that came with the, I think, the Air 3S. So I'm going to start this up. Little drone is already on, little Neo is already on. Now I updated the firmware on this to the latest version, so I'm hoping it will have a connection possibility for the Neo. I'll have to relink it, because at the moment this is linked to the RC-N3 remote, but it should be a straightforward process. So let's just see what happens. Let's start recording the screen so I can show you guys afterwards. There we go. Right, connection guide. Mini 4. Neo, there we go. Tap that. It's going to flip over, which it does exactly that when you're flipping between the Air 3 or the Air 2S or the Mini 3 or Mini 4. So there we go, do that. Press and hold the power button. Now, I haven't linked this yet, so it may be that I do have to take the option. Down bottom you've got unable to connect to aircraft. Press and hold the power button. So you've got to press pair and then press and hold. There we go. So the first time you're doing that, you're going to have to go through the pairing process. What's it doing now? Wow, we go. Connection successful. Look at that. There we go. So we are now connected via the RC2. So that means I should be able to, it's always fun doing this. You can either do the sticks or you can just press that little takeoff button. Let's do that. So there we go, controlling it with the RC2 with a built-in screen. Could not be happier now. Now it's just another little drone to carry around alongside the Mini 4 Pro, the Air 3, and all being controlled by the one same controller. So for me, it's already got the RC2, very, very happy. So see, normal, everything else just as before. It looks like normal. You can go into manual mode. You've got of the camera, you've got all of the different parameters that you can set. That's brilliant. Very, very good. Control, fantastic. Again, go in. See, I see here they say quick shots. And yet, earlier on, when I was going through the user manual for this, I noticed that they referred to what we know as quick shots as, I think it was smart snaps. And they were referring to them as the droney and the boomerang and the helix and all the rest of it. And I'm thinking, surely they have not come up with another name for the same thing. DJI have got good form for doing this, unfortunately. And it's a shame because all it does is bring confusion. So yes, on the screen here, we are referring to quick shots. But when you're talking about, when you're looking through the user guide and you're manually selecting the options on the drone itself, there you're talking about smart snaps, I think it is, and it's exactly the same thing. Why? Anyway, look, shouldn't moan too much, don't want to be a grumpy old git. So, very happy with this. Look, let's just chuck it into sports mode again. Off it goes. Let's get rid of that so you can see what I'm doing. And then if I go in front of it, okay, so that's really good. That means that no matter how you're controlling it, if you stand in front of it and hold your hand out, it will always land in your hand. So that is a nice feature. Very happy with that. So, goodness me, what have we done? We've done just by itself. We've done it using just the smartphone. We've done it using the smartphone connected to the RC-N3. We've now also done it with the RC2. Got to use the goggles. And I think there was a bit of voice control I also wanted to do there. So, let's set up the goggles, that's always the good one, and we'll see how we get on there. Right, last good test, the old Goggles 3, and this is the motion controller 3 as well. According to the specs, it is compatible. So obviously this was paired to the RC2, you've got to pair it to whatever controller you next want to control it with. So I put the Goggles 3. You go through status and then switch aircraft, and you've got DJI Neo as an option. You press that, but then crucially you've got to press and hold the power button on the Goggles 3 until this goes into pairing mode, and then you do the same with the Neo, press and hold that, and they both go into pairing mode, and suddenly, gazing, there they are, paired up. So without further ado, let's see if we can, we are recording. Aircraft processor overheated. Oh, come on. Okay, it's a bit of a shame. So, telling me the aircraft processor has overheated and I need to switch it off and let it cool down. So, it is sunny and I have been kind of working it a bit hard. I'll stop the video and we'll start again in a few minutes. Right, soon to be cooled down I think, but let's not hang about. So the idea, let's have a look. Am I recording? Yes I am. Okay, so the idea again will be okay, that's turning it off. There we go. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Stop though. So I've got to remember there's no obstacle avoidance on this boy. Oh, that's not bad though, is it? Look at that. That is proper FPV. All the way to the end of the garden. Turn round. Come back up. Go up. Whoa! Yep. Go backwards. Can even go backwards. Wow, okay, so you get the full FPV experience as well. Probably not as fast as the Avata 2, but you still got the very smooth footage there. Great signal through to the goggles. That was a full-on FPV experience. I've got to obviously check the quality of what I'm filming on the big screen when I get back inside. One last thing, I believe there was voice control, so I'm intrigued as to how that will work. Let's try and set that up now. For that I need to reconnect it to my mobile phone and just run it from the app. So let's get that sorted now. Right, so reconnected to the just the mobile app. Very straightforward. Once you've gone through the pairing process, it's very quick to swap between the different ways of controlling it. So now you go into this little setup settings there and you have to allow it to activate or to make use of your microphone. You've also got to go up to the top right and you've got voice wake up, and that's the interesting thing to switch on, because then the idea, I haven't tried this yet, the wake word is hey fly as opposed to G-O-O-G-L-E. Let's go in. Hey fly.
Got it.
Start.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Unable to take off. Aim camera at subject first.
Oh, it's very fussy. It really wants to see me. But okay, this is all sounding pretty good, isn't it? Hey fly.
Here.
Start.
No problem. 3, 2, 1.
Hey fly.
Waiting for your command.
Take a photo.
No problem.
Right, I can't help but laugh. I'm not used to being able to bark instructions to a drone. Okay, yes, you're having to do it via the app. You can't just tell the drone by itself, as far as I can tell. But it's still pretty cool to be able to talk to the drone just whilst holding the phone. What are my thoughts? Wow, so it's been a bit of a full-on hour for me. I'm on my second battery. What a crazy, amazing little bit of kit though this is, really. For all of you saying this is just a gimmicky toy, rubbish. It is an absolutely amazing little bit of kit. To be able to control the drone in so many ways, I even lost count. So what was it? You can do it just by the the buttons, that's one. You can do it just by the app. Two, you can do it with a control. The controller you can use by itself or you can use with the phone as well. I don't know whether you want to count that as two separate ways of flying it. The RC control, the RC2 rather, that's brilliant. And then you get the full FPV experience with the Goggles 3 and the Motion Controller 3. And then you can even use voice commands as well. Really, how many different ways are there to fly a drone? And yet DJI seem to have thought of every single way. What's interesting though is that the only way I was able to get it to take a photo of me was to tell it. Now I'm sure I haven't just got to the right part here. I'm sure there is something far more simple and basic that I'm obviously missing in order to just take a photo. To me, this is obviously partly being marketed as a pocket selfie drone. There doesn't seem to be any easy way to take a selfie of yourself. You can take video, you definitely follow, you can do the helix, you can do the boomerang, you can do all those nice smart snaps, even though they're not snaps, they're videos. So they're kind of tripping over themselves with a bit of the terminology in my opinion, and it is a bit of a shame that it is not straightforward to just take a photo. You've got these little options on the top here and you can scroll through, but what's blindingly missing is just take a photo. You should be able to press that, it takes up, flashes a couple of times and takes 2 or 3 photos of you and then lands. Surely that is the most fundamental option on a selfie drone. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something in the settings. But look, brand new. Who knows what will be updated around the corner. They're always good at updating their firmware, aren't they? My first impressions are it is a brilliant, brilliant little bit of kit. To be able to walk around with this in your pocket and literally just control it by your phone. How often are you out without your phone? So for me, being able to just slip that into your pocket, it means you've always got the aerial perspective possible. And that's brilliant, I think. I'm usually always carrying my RC2 and the Mini 4 Pro as a bare minimum. If you're just going for a quick walk with the dogs, maybe you don't want to just like, oh, I better take my drone as well. Don't have to, just slip this in your pocket and it's sorted, isn't it? So look, got quite a bit of editing to do, I think, to make this video not half an hour long. And I've also got a lot more fun to play because there's a lot more functions I want to go into in more detail. But all I wanted to do today was get through the first flight and fly it or control it in every possible manner. And it's worked. And what's more, it's actually worked really easily. Haven't had to trip over. The pairing process was very straightforward. All I did was make sure that everything was updated to the latest firmware in advance. So happy boy indeed. Anyway, look, big thanks again to Grey Arrows for helping support this particular video. I will be pumping out some more videos on how I actually achieve some of the various functions. And if any of you know how to take a simple photo selfie with this, drop a comment below and point out the blindingly obvious control that I'm missing. But look, brilliant fun, nice happy grin, love the drone, love the price, love all the different functions that it's got. So until next time, have fun, happy flying, and if you like this, give it a little thumbs up to help the video along.